Welcome to DA Driven.
Our new podcast from Depreciating Assets, where we talk about the culture behind cars, bikes, and trucks, your story, your perspective, and your relationship with all things motorsports.
We always say the cars brought us together, people keep us together. This is our opportunity to share those stories with you and for you to share your stories with us. Follow, like, subscribe, do all the things. Appreciate you.
Hello and welcome to this episode of
DA Driven.
DA Driven, the Depreciating Assets podcast, where we bring folks on to hear stories of the folks in the automotive community. We like to hear their stories, have them share their passions, and yeah.
Well, who are you?
Oh, well, my name is Gil.
And I'm Gabriel, and we are DA.
Yes, sir.
We have a really unique guest on today. Pretty excited. May look at him and be like, who is this young whippersnapper if you don't know who he is already? So we're going to hear all about him, his story. Really freaking cool story, too.
It really is.
So
It's a good one.
let's dive in a little bit. Quick warm-up questions. A moment that made you feel truly alive.
Ooh, I'd have to say my first ever race. Had no experience. I was going up against kids that were go-karting since they were 3-4 years old. One of them was Dan Weldon's son, who was a two-time Indy 500 champion. Another was the NBC IndyCar host for Fox. Just all these guys that...
What were you guys racing? What were you driving?
Formula 4,
Okay.
but an older chassis, so like no halo, only about 150 horsepower. But yeah, I got in the car, super hyped up, super just excited for this, and go out, and I'm just like, oh, like this is it. Like I'm a
That's
race
cool.
car driver now.
That is really cool.
And if you didn't catch that,
We'll get into it. But
professional race car driver, like
Yeah.
that's not something you get. You don't run into professional race car drivers all the time.
I mean, I guess
There's not too much of us.
As soon as we talked about it, he gave us his autograph. We're kind of a big deal. We'll sell these on eBay later. But
So outside of cars, what's something that matters to you?
Family is a big one. Have to say, probably biggest project that I've worked on in the past couple of years was my project in Africa. So in high school, I was able to raise about $250,000 for a hospital over in Tanzania, Africa.
That's fantastic.
Wow.
And they ended up graciously naming the hospital after me,
No
the
way.
Thomas Nordquist Cancer Hospital at KCMC. So we'll go over there. Usually try and go once a year. This year I wasn't able to make it just because I got sick like the day before. But yeah, it's been something that's been really cool
That is
to
amazing.
progress with it through the years.
How long ago was this?
So I started it junior year of high school, so about 2020, 2021.
Okay.
And yeah, I think they just finished up building it, so they're gonna open it up to the public pretty soon.
Only because giving back definitely matters to us
Yes.
with the
it's
DA.
embedded in our roots
Yeah.
as us as a brand.
Why that hospital? How did that happen?
So my dad went over there the year before and climbed Kilimanjaro, met with this hospital, and just kind of like went through with them, you know, what we could do to help them out. Cause like they get all like the same treatments and everything. It just costs a lot more to do, and the patients will go, they'll get their first diagnosis, but they'll live so far away from the hospital that
Yeah, transportation becomes an issue.
they ended up just like after their first visit, they won't go back. They'll just live with it and be like, okay, like this is it now. Like this is how I'm gonna live. Because a lot of them would have to walk 15 to 20 miles just for that, and they got families, they have farms to take care of, all this stuff. So now with the hostel there, it's able to house, I believe, 15 to 20 families. It'll have a school, playground, kitchen, all sorts of stuff. So then they can go stay there, get their treatment. Yeah,
That's amazing.
So they have like a built-in Ronald McDonald House almost, like
exactly.
trying to attribute it to what we have here in
Yeah.
Omaha. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yes, exactly.
That's
And
really
I can imagine, I mean, like here, transportation is an issue because mass transit is not really
hmm
friendly for most, you know, unless you're really living right close to that line. And then you think about a country that's not as developed as a city like Omaha, their struggles are really real.
That's amazing.
So I guess we're kind of talking a little bit about your background. Tell us where you're from, like what shaped you?
So I was born in New York City, but I've lived in Omaha for 20 years now. Yeah, pretty much West Omaha.
Okay.
Nice. And would you say that there's anything about the area that maybe impacted who you are today?
Not a ton. Obviously, growing up, I've always loved cars. My uncle and a couple of my cousins up in Beersford, South Dakota, so like 2 hours from here, they all race dirt track oval, drag racing, just building cars, seeing what they can do with them. So that shaped me a lot. Just going to like I-80 Speedway, watching the dirt races, all that stuff. And then once I got into high school and I was able to get my license and stuff, then I think it really took off to like this car. So
So that kind of leads into the next question. Your first memorable car story, like the first, and not, we have another question to be about your first car, but not necessarily your first car, but like the first story about
memory of a car or a bike, something that like it stuck with you. And you're like, I love this.
And
Whether
it's
it's cars, bikes, whatever.
and it's not like this is your lineage, right? Like you come from racers, so yeah, you probably have a ton.
I'd have to say probably first time I ever got to drive a car.
Okay.
It was my dad's old. It was a 2017 Aston Martin DB11.
Goodness.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was the first
All
car
right.
you drove.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to say anything after that. I want to hear the story anyway. I mean, you had me right there.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, growing up, he's always liked cars. He's not much of a car builder though, or anything like that. So you'll buy new and you'll drive them.
Mm-hmm.
So he had I don't know the year on it, but it was a M6, and then he went up to the DB11, and then a 488, and now a 296. But yeah, the DB11 was beast to drive.
Sure.
It's like 700 horsepower to the rear wheel, V12 twin turbo.
Did he put it in like grandma mode for you, or was it full bore?
I think it was like a comfort mode,
Okay.
but even then, I think I might have scared him a bit.
Sure.
And yeah, I mean, I've always loved speed, so
Yeah.
yeah, I think I got into the right hobby.
Yeah, I think so too. Interests outside of cars. Are there any?
Not a ton. I love working out. Usually work out once or twice a day.
Sure.
Traveling, which the racing helps a lot with, 'cause
Yeah.
constantly traveling. And then just sim racing, just practicing for the next race.
What's your favorite muscle group?
Oof. I love hitting chest. Yeah, probably chest or arms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Arms. He loves chest.
Yeah.
That could be a whole different podcast, right?
First car. What was,
First car.
yeah.
First car I ever had was I want to say a 2011 Jeep Wrangler that we had way before. That I ended up getting rear-ended though, totaled it, and so then after that I got a 2020 M340i.
Okay.
So that thing was a beast to
Any
drive
mods?
to. No.
Kept it stock.
Really?
Yeah.
Stop. Okay.
Yeah.
By choice or by restriction?
A little of both. Obviously, I just needed something reliable to get me to school every day, so I wasn't trying to go crazy with
Sure.
it. But yeah,
So when do you think it became more than just a hobby for you? Because I mean
I'll
now.
have to put a picture up on the screen
Yeah.
just with
Yeah.
that. When more than a hobby, yeah.
so that's a whole story. So I ended up getting a motorcycle, a ZX6R, and I laid it down on the interstate, about killed myself. Ended up with 3 cracks in my spine, lung contusion, road rash all down my body.
So when you say that, because some people exaggerate, they're like, "Oh, I almost
Yeah.
killed myself," but like,
Yeah, no, I still have like all the scars and stuff, and towed it back to my house. Bought all the parts to like fix it back up, and I was like, okay, yeah, like I'll fix it up, keep going, and go back to my house after school one day, and I don't remember what company it was, but they were towing it away. My dad's like, yeah, you're never getting back on one of those again. I was like, okay, yeah, maybe that's fair.
understandable.
And then obviously he knows that he's not going to stop me from, wanting to go fast or anything. So he's like, let's get you some real schooling. A couple of his friends race Porsche, and one was moving up to a Super Trofeo Cup, and they're like, hey, you want to come hang out with us for the week? Watch a race, see how it all goes and stuff. You just got to get your license.
Mm-hmm.
So we looked at a Porsche racing school down in Alabama, and they're like, oh, you got to be 21. I was only 18 at the time, I think. And so we kept on looking, found this school called Skip Barber Racing School.
Mm-hmm.
Knew nothing about them, but went down to Sebring, Florida, and just did a little 3-day Mustang school with them, just kind of a bucket list thing. Turns out that they have, I want to say, 400,000 alumni, like just absolute crazy school.
They're pretty big. Skid Barber, I've
Yeah.
heard of them before.
Yeah, Sergio Perez went through them. Joseph Newgarden. I think it was a third of the Indy 500 field last year had all been Skip Barber graduates. So,
Okay.
yeah, I was like, oh, like I never knew this about you guys, but
Yeah.
And-
And now that you're older, have you been able to go back to the Porsche school?
no,
On track?
I just kind of went past that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, my coach for that 3-day Skip Barber school, he was a NASCAR Hall of Fame driver. He had a bunch of championships and stuff that I can't remember off the top of my head.
Sure.
But he was like, oh, like, you're a 1 in a million driver. Like how long have you been doing this? I was like, this is my first time ever in an actual race car on an actual racetrack. Like, I am
Wow.
brand new to this. And he's like, yeah, we got to get you back in this. So I flew back home. Like 5 days later, flew straight back to the track, did like a 2-day advanced coaching thing with them. Another coach was like, yeah, we need, like, you have something there. So then went out to Circuit of the Americas for their final race of the season and did a little practice in their F4 car. Once I sat in that thing, I was instantly in love. Like, so much aero on that. And like now, like that feels like nothing, like no amount of aero. But like to me, like going from street cars to a Mustang to that, it was crazy because you could just send it through like corners and stuff
I
going.
was gonna say,
Yeah.
Can you explain what that means, right? So what does it mean to feel the aero, right? Because most folks have no idea
Yeah. Like, how do you?
what real downforce is,
Yeah.
right? We drive regular cars, and
Yeah.
what does that mean for you?
So it's something that you really have to trust in these cars. I have engineers and coaches and stuff that'll literally move a wing half a millimeter up to just get that little bit more aero and downforce in it. But yeah, it's just all the wind going over the wings pushes the car down. And so for like some of these tracks, there'll be like 90-degree turns, like Road America, right before like the carousel. I think it's like turn 7 or 8 or something. Like you're going through there at 70 to 80 miles an hour, and you're just fully sending it. You're just hoping the tires stick and everything, but because like how much aero these cars have, that it just sucks
just
you
does
down.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the downforce will let you go through turns at speeds that just don't even feel right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you ever
So-
get scared? Or probably maybe not so much anymore. I don't know. Do you ever get scared? Or did you ever get scared?
Yeah, towards the beginning, because it's something that you really have to trust. Like you'll send it through a turn, and you're like, wow, like that really like that was a good one. You'll go back to the trailer, go over data and stuff. They're like, yeah, there's 15 more mile an hour through there, and I'm like, wait, like where?
Yeah.
Like
In your head, I'm sure you're like, is it gonna take it? And it takes you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I mean, it's an open cockpit car, so you can't really hear anything besides the engine. And like for some of these turns, you're sending it through there so hard that you're hearing like the tires screech over the engine. And so then like you go back and you're doing data, and they're like, you got this much more speed in there, and you're like, I don't know where, but
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
not hearing the tires like I'm hearing.
yeah. But then it's just something that you have to trust. So you'll go back and run that same corner, and you'll just send it through there 10 miles an hour faster, and somehow it sticks, and you're like, okay, yeah, it is there.
That's fascinating that the engineering is that comprehensive. That
Mhm.
right after the run,
Yeah.
that you then sit down and they're giving you the data on each turn.
And,
It's-
and then he also has to give the trust of like, this guy is sitting behind a computer is telling me, oh, you can go 15 miles an hour faster. You're like, what do you go 15 miles an hour faster?
Yeah,
That's
so that,
crazy.
it is really cool. So on the car, there's a camera that faces front and back, and then they have data for everything you do in the car. So steering angle, brake, throttle trace, G-force, lateral load, RPM, shifting, everything. And so you'll go back to the trailer, and you'll have a coach that'll pretty much watch the video, go over data with you and all that, and he'll be like, hey, you can brake, 20 feet deeper here, lit off the brake, 5 feet earlier here, 20% less brake here, just stuff like that.
That's wild.
Makes such a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
it,
amazing.
sorry, geeking out because
Yeah.
race car, like
Yeah.
race car driver, that's pretty dope. So do you ever have a hard time tracking all of the requirements for the turns? Because it sounds like you have very specific things you have to do on every turn, right? If they're like, you got 95 out of this turn,
Yeah.
are you going into the turn? You're like, okay, this is turn number
Analyzing
whatever.
all the data points of like,
Yeah.
are they're probably in your ear, right?
Yeah, so we
Oh, they're
wear
talking to
we
you.
wear a headset and everything.
Okay.
That's mainly for like communication during a race. Like, all right, like you're P7 right now. Car behind you is 1.2 seconds off of you. You're like 2.5 from car and head.
Mhm.
You know, stuff like that. Yeah, as for like driving wise, it honestly becomes second nature because we'll run it the same track, same car on the sim over and over again.
Mm.
Like just today, I did probably 2,000 laps of the next track I'm at,
Really?
Wow.
and then I was just in Indy last week, and we're doing seat fit and all that. But they have a pretty nice sim there, and we probably 10 to 12 hours a day for 5 days straight, just
Dang.
over and over and over.
How do you get in a regular car after that?
It is tough. You'll hop in, and especially like after like an actual race weekend or something, not even a sim, like you'll hop in and you'll be driving and you'll kind of be still in that racing mindset
Mhm.
to where like you have to be like snap out of it.
Yeah,
'Cause,
like this
you're,
is not the apex. I don't
Yeah.
nail it here. Blah,
yeah,
blah.
you're like these guys around me aren't also professional drivers. Like I kind of got to chill out a bit, but yeah, it's been fun.
Something inside of me, because road race events, we go to road race events, and afterward I'm like, all right, we're still in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something inside of me feels like if you ever did get pulled over, would you like tell the cop, sorry, I was in race mode. I'm a legit race car driver. Like, would that
I don't-
even work?
I don't know how much that would help me.
Don't try it. But if you
Don't
do,
try
let
it.
us know what happens.
Yeah.
I will.
So next question is actually a lot easier for us older guys. It's the one that got away. So like when you get older, you may have had a car in your earlier years where you're like, I wish I never got rid of that car. Do you have that yet?
How many cars have you been through? First off, like personally.
Well, the Jeep, the M340i.
Uh-huh.
He's got
the Audi 1993 Toyota Supra, and then I had an Audi RS3 for about 2 weeks
okay.
that I ended up getting kind of screwed over by the dealership that I bought it from, and a bunch of stuff with that. Head gasket blew like a week into owning it, and yeah.
Yeah, no fun.
But yeah, they ended up giving me a good deal on the RS5 after that, so that was all right. Honestly, I'd have to say the Supra, even though I still have it. I bought it in 2021, and I think I drove it for 8 months maybe.
Okay.
And that November, I went to single turbo it, ended up going through like 8 motors from that,
Oh wow.
and yeah, it's been a bit of a pain, but
It's your Eleanor.
yeah.
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 I
I mean,
can
you think of a Supra, you're like, you gotta love it. It's a right-hand drive, 6-speed manual.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a bit of a pain for me.
I've got one of those too. So I
Yeah.
feel your pain.
And your current, what's that?
Yes, we
current car?
kind of alluded to it, but
Yeah, my current is a 2022 RS5 bone stock besides window tint, but it's been reliable, so that's all that matters.
cool.
It's pretty. Saw it
Yeah.
when I pulled in as well.
Yeah.
Nice looking car.
Why'd you choose it?
Honestly, I just needed a car for college, and it was August of 2022, and I think Audi of Omaha had like 2 cars for sale. It was either that or a banana yellow A3, and I was like, I gotta go for the RS5.
Sure, sure.
Yeah,
What do you love about it?
it's fun. It's reliable. I haven't really had any issues with it, but I mean, when I want to get up and go, it gets up and goes. But it also just gets me from point A to point B.
Sure.
Any plans to change anything?
Probably not. I mean, I have my race car on the tracks,
Mhm.
and then, you know, once you get out of the track, you get back in your street car, you're kind of like, all right, I just want to chill, go for a chill drive.
I mean, even if he was going to modify it, it would still feel so slow
Yeah.
anyway.
So again, you get different questions as everyone else, just because. Is there a car that would be your ultimate street car?
Like dream car?
Yeah.
Or-
Well, like so you drive a race car.
Mhm.
You're in the Sims all day. You're driving a race car. Is there something that would make the driving experience for you on the street like, like, oh, do you get in your car now and get on the street and you're like, oh, this is fun, or are you like,
Yeah, I mean, I love driving. Obviously, do it as a job,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, like a dream car for that, maybe like a Aston Martin Valkyrie or something that kind of compares with the Aero and
Sure.
Yeah.
got the speed there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Love it. Motorsports, like racing, what does it do for you personally? Like, how does it make you feel? What is it?
It's kind of like a feeling that I've never experienced before. Like I started racing, it like really clears your mind, allows you to just really be able to push yourself to the limit. Obviously, you try not to overstep that limit too much, and that's when you start going off track, hitting walls and stuff. But yeah, yeah, it's just like it's exciting, but also it's like a calm chaos to where like a race start, you got 30 people and you're right under the guy in front of you's gearbox. The guy behind you is right under your gearbox, and you're just like waiting to go. Green flag comes out, and it's almost like your heart rate slows down. Like you really just focus in, and like you're able to just go as fast as you can.
That's a good segue into the next one. So, what have you learned about yourself through driving?
I have to say a lot. Probably just like how quick you can be on a track would be like the easy answer. Like obviously, if I looked back 5 years ago, I'd be like, oh, like, there's no way I'd be able to be keeping up with these guys who've been go-karting since they're like 3 years old. But like going into this season, should be top 10, top 5, if not like some podiums and stuff.
Congrats, that's awesome.
Yeah, it should be good.
That again, going off
Yeah,
script,
no,
but I
you
have
have
to.
to.
So
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys have heard of that whole term, imposter syndrome, right?
Mhm.
So for a while, it sounds like the very first time you went to that track, they saw something in you. Was there a period where you were like, you didn't know if you belonged, and then have you switched? It sounds like maybe that's happening
Yeah.
now, where you switched to like, this is mine.
Especially
I'm
because you
going-
alluded to, you're like, some of these guys have been racing since they're
Yeah.
20.
Yeah, I've definitely experienced imposter syndrome. It's like, I don't know, it was almost like a fake, like, confidence the first couple race weekends I went into. Like, the first race, I finished, like, P5 or something. Second race weekend, I got my first ever podium.
Nice.
Wow.
So then, like, I'm, like, looking at this, I'm like, okay, sweet. Like, I'm already, like, a podium driver, like, all this stuff. And then, like, you get into, like, that third race weekend, you have a car malfunction or something. Fourth race weekend, maybe, like, you hit a wall. Like, fifth race weekend, finish, like, P10 or something. And then that's when it starts kind of kicking in. You're like, all right, like, maybe I did start a bit too late, which obviously I did start a bit too late.
Did you?
Yeah. So, like, most of these guys started, I think the youngest I've heard was, like, 3 years old.
Oh wow. Okay.
Just straight into, like, shifter go-karts that are, like,
Yeah.
80, 90 miles an hour. I'm like, I don't know how, like,
I
I
was
was...
3 years old. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't even remember what I was doing at 3 years
barely
old.
had diapers or
Yeah.
something at 3 years
Yeah,
old.
and they're already going like 90 miles an hour, hitting apexes and all this stuff. And like me hopping in at 18 years old, I'm like, all right, I started way too late. But then, like towards like the end of last season, started getting a lot more like P10 finishes. And then this whole off season has just been a complete grind. I've been working with my coach Simon Sykes. He was a USF 2000 champion, USF Pro 2000 champion, just an extremely fast driver. And like he'll set a reference lap on the sim or something, and then I'll hop on. And recently I've been like 0.1 seconds off him, 0.2 seconds off. So
That's gotta
it's
feel good.
definitely, it's been, it's a lot of steps, but I think the past couple months have been the biggest step.
Amazing. So again, not on script, so to speak, but you're saying 10th position. Put it into perspective for people that have no idea about the sport. Like how many? You said 30 are on the track.
Yeah, usually around 20 to 30.
Okay.
Yeah, just depending on obviously the series. So for my series, it's usually around 20 to 30.
Okay.
With like the Daytona 24 hours coming up next weekend, that one's closer to like 100 drivers.
Wow.
But it's spread across like 3 or 4 different like categories of cars that are out at the same time. So it really just depends on what series you're talking about.
Gotcha.
Oh, interesting. 4 different categories of cars on the track at the same time?
Yeah.
And is there overlap with them?
Yeah.
That's got to be a fun race to
Yeah,
watch.
yeah, that's definitely a fun one. I definitely tune into that one. There's a lot of those that start popping up once season comes in. 12 hours of Sebring, 24 hours of Nuremberg, 24 hours of Le Mans, famous one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Favorite track? Favorite racetrack?
That
To
I've
date?
driven on.
Yeah.
Probably Mid Ohio.
Yeah.
is in pretty much the middle of nowhere. It's like an hour or two from Columbus, but it's so technical, and also it's such a commitment track to where you have all this elevation change that you can't see over the turns or anything, and so you're just sending it over there flat out, going 130 miles an hour over this hill into a turn, and you're just like, all right, I'm trusting that this car is gonna stick, and then it does. You get it, but it's a very technical track to where you got to get the car right at the right mark, get it turned, get on the power. Yeah.
All right. It's not going to be my last off topic, but I know that I've been in the car at some point, maybe doing something I wasn't supposed to do, and you know how you pucker up a little bit. Does that even happen to you anymore? You're so focused that it's just like drive. Like, do you have any holy shit moments?
Yeah, you definitely have a couple.
Okay.
Like actually at Mid Ohio last season, so we like race in the rain and everything. You'll be pouring out. It literally looks like a whiteout, and you're just trusting that track's not going to change, or cars and stuff.
Wow.
But I mean, you'll go through there and it's like driving on ice, but it's like trying to push a car that's an inch off the ground at 130 miles an hour on ice. So like you'll go through some of these turns and all of a sudden the rear just kicks out and you're like fully like this going 120 sideways in like the pack of 10 cars, and you're like, oh, like hopefully this sticks. But yeah,
Man.
yeah. Other than that,
that's next level puckering.
Yes.
Yeah.
it's a
We don't know puckering like that.
No.
it's a bit different than one on like the track or on the street, because like that you're like, all right, like turn the music off and drive home like
Yeah.
in silent. But like
Yeah.
in this, you have one of those moments you just have to get it right and put it out of your mind,
Stay
keep
in
on
it.
going. Yeah.
When you're at the extremes of
I mean, you're pushing.
extremes, like it's not
Yeah.
like on a car. Sure, you can go extreme on the street, but you're in a vehicle built to go at its extremes on a course built for
But
a
like
vehicle.
you said, if you have a pucker moment,
Yeah.
doing something you're not supposed to be doing on the street, like you said, you could shut off the radio
Yeah.
and just like, I'm just gonna go home. I made it. Thank you to whatever you believe in, right? And then just go home.
Yeah.
He's still living it until whatever, when the end of the race, all the laps are over.
Fascinating.
So getting back on track, favorite DA event?
I'd have to say the ice cream cruise this year. A great turnout, great cars that came, great people. Probably just the most fun I've had.
Sure.
Yeah. Also, just I love all like the pop up ones that happen. Yeah, I'm excited to get to a lot more of those this year.
Sweet.
Awesome.
We might have to have a couple watch events, watch you race
Yeah,
here.
definitely.
Yeah,
I
seriously.
mean, you won't be here, but we'll watch you.
Yeah.
We'll root for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. What is it about the community that stood out to you? Something for the DA community that stood out?
I'd have to say just like how welcoming everyone is, how friendly everyone is. Like you show up to the car show in whatever car, and everyone's like, oh, like what do you got done to it? How long have you had it? Just a bunch of questions about it, and I just love that. It's just a full community.
Cool.
Yeah.
What can be better, if anything?
I don't know. I don't think there's much that you could improve on. I think you guys nailed it.
All right. Well, this is gonna be an interesting one because
Yeah.
it's your job and your life. If cars were not a part of your life, what would you miss?
I'd have to just say the racing. I mean, watching it, right, like actually racing, just being at like racetracks and stuff. That'd probably be the main thing I missed.
What is it about the racetrack community that stands out for you? Because it's a different environment.
Yeah. I'd have to say just kind of the same, like how welcoming everyone is, but then it's also like it is a professional sport, so like you're there, you're with your team. There's 30, 40 other teams that are there too, and like you're all just trying to do the same goal of push a car as fast as you possibly can and push your driver as much as you can and come home with the win.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a lot of camaraderie with the drivers, or is there like, because obviously everyone wants to win, right?
Yeah. So I have a teammate. We'll like kind of piggyback off each other. So we'll go out for a practice or qualifying session and be like, hey, did you have a lot of understeer through turn 1 or a lot of oversteer to like turn 5 or something like that? And they'll be like, oh yeah, like I did or I didn't. Like, did you have this during this turn? Stuff like that. So you kind of are building like your cars together to try and go out, because like there is still a constructor championship. It's like you're the team with the most wins, most podiums, most points, stuff like that. but from like team to team, there isn't too much camaraderie because, like I said, like it is a sport.
Yeah,
like you
wants to
are,
win.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you focus on right now?
In terms of
Anything.
probably the upcoming season. I mean, it starts in about a month now. So this Friday, I'll go out to South Carolina just for some testing, get in the car, kind of like a shakedown test, and then I believe in a week and a half I go down to Miami Homestead, and it's spring training and like content days and stuff.
Sure.
And then a week after that, we have the first race of the year in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Okay.
That one's gonna be a really interesting one. It's a street race, so they shut down like half of the city, and you
That's
start
cool.
you start on like the runway, and you go down into like the city along like the harbor and stuff.
That's
But
cool.
yeah, it's with IndyCar, NASCAR, and I think Miata Cup or something. So
Very cool.
Oh,
What's the
that's-
date for that? Do you know?
February 27th to March 1st.
Very cool.
That actually works out good for rapid fire because I was going to
Yeah.
change up the question.
Yeah.
So couple questions. First thing that comes to mind. The reason I said that this is perfect because it's street or track. So that the track is the street. So
Yeah.
you prefer something like that or a
Or
track?
like a built for purpose track.
Yeah.
So this will be my first street course
Ah,
race.
okay.
So
okay.
I am excited for that. Obviously, it's a lot harder to push a car to its limits on a street course because I mean you're getting as close to these concrete walls as you can without hitting them, because you even tap it a tiny bit, your car's done,
Yeah.
Sure.
and you only get one practice, one qualifying, and 2 races.
Oh, wow.
So you destroy it in the first practice, you might not get a qualifying. You maybe get into the race depending on how bad it is, but yeah. So it's gonna be definitely a different experience for me.
Interesting. Do they prep the street at all, or it's just one?
No, I think so. We go out the first time, I believe on Thursday morning at like 8 in the morning, and I think Wednesday night they complete all like the barriers around the circuit and stuff,
Mhm.
and so we're literally the first car on track.
Wow.
So
that's-
like even if like someone had like say someone blew up their car like Wednesday afternoon, like a street car or something, there's oil all over that, like that.
It's
We
there.
figure that out at 8 in the morning.
Oof.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the setup is really just tire suspension to prepare you for the street.
Yeah, ride height, suspension, some wing changes just for a bit more downforce, and then I mean there's tons of stuff that they'll go into, like the actual engineers with toe dampers, all that stuff.
Mhm.
But
But it's all on you at that point.
yeah,
Yeah.
they get the car ready. I just got to make sure I go out, get some good laps, and bring the car home
That's awesome.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
So loud or fast?
fast.
Build or buy?
Oof, that's a good one. I'd have to say build.
Okay.
Night drives or sunrise drives?
Night drives.
NA or forced induction?
Forced induction.
That's the right
Fast.
Yeah.
Gas.
Sorry.
Yeah. I'm not sorry. Gas, diesel, electric, or hybrid?
Gas.
Windows up or windows down?
Ooh, that depends on the car. Cause I've had some cars,
Explain,
like the
yeah.
Supra, you can ride that with the windows down, and the wind just goes right past you, so you're just chilling in there.
Mhm.
But like the Audi, you'll have like the windows down, and you're just getting blown around in there.
Gotcha.
So
So you don't want the wind, you want the experience,
Yeah, like,
the exposure with
you know, you get the fresh air and everything, but
Yeah.
I'd rather not be whipped around and
I hear
Sure.
you,
with the
I
wind.
hear you, yeah, yeah.
So kind of wrap it up a little bit. Advice to someone that's new to the scene, and that could be scene here, it could be the scene there, it could be both.
Well, actually, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause you're gonna
give some advice if for folks that are interested, because I'm sure you inspire a ton of people, right? Not only did you not do this when you were 2, getting out there, you started at a later age, but what?
Well, for the sport, it's
for the
relevant,
sport,
right?
Yeah. I'd say, honestly, it doesn't really matter what age you are, as long as you put your all into it,
Mhm.
because it does require you to put 100% dedication into the sport to be able to go out there and race. Getting into it, usually the most common way is karting into some type of car. Nowadays, honestly, a lot of people have been going like sim racing routes, like iRacing, Assetto Corsa, stuff like that, and then they'll have like full leagues and all that. So if you can get into like one of those two things, then you should be good.
So sim racing is actually an outlet. So if your times are really, really good there, you get eyes on you based on your sim times?
Yeah, it's a lot harder. Because I mean, you are, once you get like good enough at sim racing, you are going up against F1 level drivers, IndyCar drivers, stuff like that. So my coach Simon, one of his friends actually just had a race against Max Verstappen in a sim race, and
Oh, wow.
like you're going up against these professional drivers. So like if you can go out and beat them, then yeah, there's going to be eyes on you.
Gotcha.
Interesting. Okay. And then if folks wanted to get in touch with you, what are your outlets? What's the best way to reach you?
So I have a website, thomasnordquist.com. Otherwise, my Instagram, thomasnordquist93. TikTok, I think is Nordquist Racing.
Cool.
So those are main
We'll
ways.
put them all in there.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, appreciate you. Appreciate the time. Appreciate all the questions. I'm sure you've inspired a bunch of people that are going to watch this.
Hopefully. Yeah.
So again, appreciate you.
Thank
Yeah,
you guys
give
for
us
having
the
me.
feedback on the video. If you have any questions, please reach out to Thomas.
Like, follow, subscribe.
Thank you all.
See you on the next one.
Appreciate you.